Hi, Suzette. How you doing? Hi, Florida Showcase. What going over there? How y'all doing? Please share the link, share the live. Let's talk today. Let's talk today. I'm waiting on you to share. Share, please. Tell somebody we're on Love Online with Bishop Dr. Carla Dunbar is on. So share the live, please. Thank you. Waiting on you to join. Alicia, how you doing? Awesome sauce. Good to have you. Yeah, we're live on. Can you hear me properly? Are you hearing me? Does somebody just tell me if you're hearing me, all right? Please tell me if you're hearing me on both counts. Somebody just tell me if you can hear me, please. You can hear me? Okay, you can hear me over here. Okay, what's going on over here? This is YouTube. All right, IG. You hear me over on IG? Hmm? Tell me if you can hear me. All right, good. You have been trying to book a session with me for the longest. Really? No, sir. For real truth? All right, the number is 782-7646. That's 876-782-7646. That's the number to book the session, or you go on the 10 to 8 app and book the session, all right? I don't know how that happened. All right, so yeah, good. So we're here, remember. Yeah, we can still give a few more minutes. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend. Bishop Dr. Carla Dunbar is on. It's Love Online. And today, we want to talk about toxic relationship. How you know that you're in a toxic relationship. Because sometimes I don't think we're choosing. So we're talking about identifying toxic relationship. How you know if you must cut and leave. Basically, right? They say it there. Hi, the angel, how you doing, my darling? Yes, please share, Candice. Yes, please share, everyone. Share, tell everyone. Dr. Carla Dunbar is on. It's Love Online, and today we're talking about identifying toxic relationship. I want to know. I mean, know so somebody a smile now, because they say, yes, Bishop, you're choosing the right topic because yes, yeah, how you identify toxic relationship. I want them to know how you must, when you must cut loose. You know, when you see that you're in something that's not good for you, and you need to cut loose. By the way, like my earring, talk to me. Yes. Or you leave before in a marriage. Well, I try to fix marriage first. The Evangelica, you have to fix it first. I'll try for the fix first, and you can't just run for the divorce, right? Because you're already in it. Um, but there's a way to fix it. Suppose the person's not know say toxic. You not suppose the person that is doing the thing no know. One of the things, and a lot of you guys, you girls, you ladies and stuff, you're with Caribbean men where they not get brought up see into the finesse thing, the things of female, the model not there and all of those things. So yeah. Well, after, yeah. Good afternoon, Diana. How you doing? Yeah. So yes, we're gonna talk about identifying toxic relationship today, right? So share and tell your neighbor, tell your friend, um, yeah, so that we can talk about that. This is Bishop Dr. Carla Dunbar at Carla Dunbar Ministries International, and this is Love Online. Last week I wasn't feeling very well, but I'm here today, and of course, it's my shirt, right? But hold on, I have to make it my shirt, because Sweet Escape will say, yeah, after can say that I'm branding Sweet Escape. We still have rooms, by the way. May I start the plug for early? Still have a few rooms, remember, on the 27th to the 30th, we are going to Sweet Escape. It got nice. Latin dancing, all white rock steady party, a mini lingerie fashion show. You can't miss it. Yes, it's gonna be nice. You gotta be there. We still have rooms. So come on, single person, $500 for 3 nights, 4 days. And if you are a couple, yeah, it's $950 US, and that's very good price, right? So yeah. You're trying to fix your marriage. All right, good. So send the thing in, my girl. I gave you the number. So text the person right now before you come off. Text the person, text the number, and tell him you want a session, right? So we can do a Zoom session. All right. So here we are. We're talking today about identifying toxic relationship. Too many persons I know are in toxic relationship, both men and women. So don't believe that I'm talking about it just on the female side to say that the men are bad, because in the last 2 weeks, I have been talking to men who are feeling so abused in relationship. I mean, this is Jamaica, them can't go station, go talk that. Kind of go laugh after them, right? Right. So the number there, my girl, so you can, yeah. Right. Um, so share while we talk, right? So we're talking about how to identify if you're in a toxic relationship, right? What are the things that you look for? What are the signs that you look for to know if you must exit the relationship there because it's not good? As simple as that. That it's not good, it's not healthy for you, and you have to know when for cut, right? Because I have zero tolerance for abuse, like zero, zero, not, oh. Tolerance for abuse of any sort, not just physical abuse, physical, mental, verbal, whatever, right? So, one, you don't feel safe. If you don't feel safe in a relationship, person don't provide that safety net. If it's on the men's side, then generally it's about the security. But if it's most of the time, what I hear from men on the female side is like anything where you tell them, they use it back against you. Ladies, you have to watch your mouth, right? So they don't feel safe. So you don't feel safe in the relationship, right? Or um, you have bad communication. The communication is ineffective. That's how I call it. Ineffective communication, where it does seem like you're not getting through to each other. You know, you're arguing about the most things all the time. How you do, Cheryls? Good to have you on. Good to have you on. Right? You feel neglected or exploited in the relationship. Right? Whatever it is that you have built, that not going good. So, you feel like you're losing yourself because some people lost themselves into the other person. Like you're an individual and you come to the relationship, like my good girl Candice say, she's the table, right? So not only do you bring something, but you're the table in the relationship, and that's not there. So you feel like you're losing yourself in the relationship. You know, you're consistently being judged in the relationship, right? All of them something there, are happening in the relationship. You're not receiving any empathy from the person in the relationship, and you feel belittled and ashamed most of the time. That cannot be good. That cannot be good in a relationship, because people, especially those that are closest to you, they have an impact on your well-being. So if you're in a relationship with somebody who's supposed to be a significant other, then naturally whatever they do and say is going to impact you. We like to say that people mean the most to us, but the truth is sometimes our act is totally different, right? And we have ups and downs in relationships. I'm not saying you're not going to have any challenges, right? Living with persons who are imperfect, just like yourself, right? But ultimately, a relationship should be a source of joy, not frustration. I not say everything is hunky-dory all the time, We just say it should be a source of joy and not frustration. It can't be that every day you're living in misery, things can't not, one kind of way. You can't find any peace of mind, no sense of joy. That is not there. I'm not talking about happiness. Happiness is circumstantial. Happiness is based upon probably external circumstances, or you have to find the happiness within yourself, because you cannot depend on people for your happiness, right? But we are placed on this earth, every one of us, we have worth. You understand? We have worth, and we want to have rewarding and safe relationship, right? And so we have to be able to co-create these kind of relationship that gives us a sense of joy, right? So you have to learn how to spot the things then, you know, in a relationship, right? Because a toxic relationship is one that has unhealthy dynamics going on in the relationship. It causes the distress and pain and all of those other things that goes on. There's selfishness and all of that taking place in the relationship. And don't get me wrong, you know, we're not talking about saying you have to sacrifice something sometimes, because service and sacrifice is a part of any good relationship. So that is so, right? And there are also challenges and there are also disagreements, right, that comes in the relationship where you'll have to have forgiveness and that kind of a thing. But a healthy relationship is mutually life-giving. So me I give life to you, you will give life to me, right? The challenges and the sacrifice and the flow towards the connection and the love all becomes a part of it. But you have to be able to identify when enough is enough, right? And by the way, most people talk about toxic relationship in the context of just romance, and because this is love and line, this is how we want to talk about it today. But a toxic relationship can be any relationship that has become toxic, right? And I love talking to people about how you sometimes need to just cut off some people and so, right? So you have the abusive relationship and then you have the toxic relationship, two different things. Abuse can come into a toxic relationship, but you have abusive relationship, and that's probably another topic for another time. Hi, Althea. Hi, Susan. That's probably another relationship. Good afternoon, my sister. An abusive relationship, that's probably another topic for domestic violence also at another time. Abusing relationship, I'll probably talk about that another time. So my producers can probably write that topic down. Abusive relationship, we'll talk about that. So toxic relationship and abusive relationship, somewhat different, right? Sorry. So I have to share the important caveat there, right? So don't mistake toxic relationship with abusive relationship, because abuse is an extreme form of toxicity. Totally different, right? And it should not be tolerated. Like I said, you have 00, not 00 for that, right? But that's not what I'm talking about today. We'll talk about that at another time. the abusive one, right? So how we distinguish between the normal challenges of any relationship and a toxic one is what we're talking about. So, like I say, you don't feel safe. Are you in a relationship where you don't feel safe? Yeah, protect your peace, Altia. Right? You don't feel safe. I mean, and a physical safety me I talk about, although that applies to, I'm talking about the sense of emotional safety. Right? You can openly share your thoughts and your feelings with the person that you're with, knowing that they never use it back against you. Does your voice matter in the relationship? Like, so you come with something of value. Are they listening to you to understand that you have a voice? You can talk. You have something that's of value to contribute. Or you always feel like you have to edit your conversation, walking on eggshell, afraid that what you're going to say. That is, if you're going to be totally honest, how it will take. Because a healthy relationship it gives you space. It gives space for you to be imperfect and accountable at the same time, right? So you have flaws, and your spouse can know that, your partner can know that, right? So you're imperfect, right? And the person knows that, but you can be held accountable at the same time. You can tell each other good stuff, and you can tell them about the shameful stuff, the little things we don't want nobody else to know about and all of that. You can truly be seen and still be fully loved. That's what a healthy relationship looks like, right? And that's the kind of relationship you're supposed to be in. Yeah? Talk to me, right? So that's one way. You don't feel safe. You don't feel like you can talk your truth and still be loved for it. People will develop resentment because you talk your truth, right? So that's one way. I mentioned earlier about bad or non-existent communication, where, everybody knows that communication, or I call it effective communication, is at the heart of every relationship, and it is easy to kind of like just go off with everything, right? My husband and I, we go through times, we have been through times, not there anymore, of toxicity in our own relationship. I think I shared somewhere the other day, for 3 months we were not even talking and in the same space, right? And I would wish and assume that when my expectations are not met, but we're not there anymore. We're past a season in our life, right? And so I wanted to be able to, oh, glory to God. Congratulations, Michael, all the way over there in Philly. Congratulations on the birth of your son. May I big you up on the live right now, right? So yes, we want to be honest. Doesn't mean everything will magically be done, but things probably going on to be uncomfortable about, and we have to talk about it, and that is normal. But burying your hurts and something deep inside, you can't talk about it because the other person is not facilitating what you're trying to pass on to them or you're trying to share with them. Can't work. It cannot work, right? So yeah, we have to be able to identify those things because that is critically important. That is really, really, really important. So man say, right? If you feel neglected and you feel exploited, then that's not a good relationship. You understand? Your partner does always find them, or them have them friends where they are akin to, and you are just there like you take up space like you're a figure reader or something. Angela, Angela Wagwan, yeah. So yeah, it's all of these things, So you have to be able to identify these things, the person have no time for you. They have time for everybody else on the planet. Them neighbor, them puss, them dog, them rat, them mother, them father, all. But they have no time for you. You are like a little nuisance, a little Nathan fly. That is not a good relationship, right? So we talk about already communication. You feeling lost, you feeling neglected, you're not feeling safe, right? You feel like you have lost yourself. Toxic people tend to absorb and manipulate and mold people to fit their own agendas, right? And so their plans and interests dominate the relationship. It's what they want, it's what they want to say, it's what they want to do. And so you find yourself facilitating that because there are personality types, different people have personality, different personalities, and some of you are persons who are enablers. So you enable the toxic behavior. You're in the relationship, say, when the person are doing it right because they are control the relationship and dominate, but you're enabling the behavior because you're consistently giving in to everything like you're their yes person. I don't think a yes person is attractive. I don't even think a good man wants a yes one. You always say, as a matter of fact, this morning I talked to Brother Gary. Me and my Brother Gary are going to link up and do something. And Brother Gary said, yeah, that I did him first wife. She was a completely yes wife. So yeah, you don't want somebody like that, but you don't want somebody if you dominate you either, so you lose yourself into them, violating your own core values and going place that makes you feel uncomfortable or spending time with other people who are set off your anxiety alarm, no, they must consider your feelings. You understand? You have to know if you are in a relationship that you hold the power. It's up to you, not your partner, to recognize these patterns that are supposed to be in a healthy relationship. Open your eyes. Love no blind people. That is a full saying, but love is blind. Love no blind. Right? So know the kind of relationship it was. It is your right to say no, to assert yourself, to live in alignment with your values, that my love Candice about that. You understand? Candice not lower our values for nobody. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Toxic people, man, will become resentful of these things. If you stand up for yourself, they'll be frustrated and angry when you set your boundaries and you live your values. But you have to make a decision to do it in the relationship. You understand? I know if you're married, it's not so easy to get out of that, but counseling can help you fix that because sometimes the partner don't even knows that they're toxic. I was just talking to somebody to say to them that, look, you say especially in the Caribbean context, and the Caribbean context gone large because we're Caribbean men, they're all over the world. But a lot of our Caribbean men, we're not groomed. They don't understand how to be. a man or if you even look at woman or to build up. They understand the softer side of us. They believe that to be macho and controlling and so is being manly, because that is what they are taught. So we now have to learn to help them to be a little bit different, to be able to manifest the vices of, being the kind of person, that will pull the chair, open the door, that kind of chivalry. Chivalry still happens. And so, you have to do that, because I used to, when I go out with my husband and my son, I not open the door, You understand what I said? No, if me and him drive go out, me sit down and my hand broke, I not open the door, because somebody open the door for me. Sometimes I say you teach them, because if you tell them they're not the instruction from you as a female, so you just have to resort to a different way. Tricks in trade and matches boxing business. So yeah, you understand? So you have to put your boundaries in place. You have to determine what you want in a relationship. Remember, we're talking about, and the time's so up. Remember, we're talking about identifying toxic relationship. That is, we're talking about love online, so we're talking about your romantic relationship, but I'm saying it can be extended to any relationship. Any relationship where your peace of mind is eroded consistently, the people then bring bad energy all the time. You need to take care of yourself. You understand? You have to learn to do that. Or you do something that is going to change the dynamic in that relationship. For sure, so you're not going to tolerate it all the time. You have seen it, you're not going to tolerate it. Right? So, yeah. So we talk about that. You don't want to lose yourself. You want to continue. What they fell in love with is what them to continue. Forget your individual personality, your persona. Right? Yeah. So don't lose yourself. If you find that you're losing yourself, you're probably in a toxic relationship. What about judgment? Judgments in a relationship. If judgment is always the norm, you're consistently being judged and gaslighted and all of them something there. Yeah, we have some stuff we're going about, but if they are consistently judging you, not giving you a chance to be, but judging you, and they always think they're right and they know what you're going to say and they know what you're going to do. Like them is the one who get the gift of prophecy from God, and them can tell you everything that is going to happen, that you are going to do, you are going to say, judging your motives, judging your action, judging your thoughts, so they will come out of your mouth and your mind yet. Check it, it's probably toxic. Yeah, it's probably toxic, right? If you're in a relationship where you feel belittled and ashamed, I consistently hear it from couples, I feel talked down to. I've been teaching couples to speak with each other, speak across. Speak with each other, not down to. So if you're in a relationship where you continue to feel belittled, the person make you feel less than, they belittle you, they put you down, they make you feel stupid, make you feel ashamed all the time. And these are all signs of emotional immaturity. You understand? Yeah. Emotional immaturity, and these are clear indicators that is a toxic relationship, right? Because immature people, emotionally immature people, need to prop themselves up and they might use you for the prop. You understand? So they pile up your wrongs according to them and make themselves feel like they are so right. You understand? And so when they can't find something bad to point out, then they tend to invert something, or rub something you're doing in the past, then bring it back or something like that. Yeah? Talk to me. So if you find yourself in relationship like that, avoid them like the plague. You don't want that. That's not even good. That's not healthy, none at all. Right? I was talking to somebody this morning. I was saying to them, the reason why our careers and our cars and our houses last longer than our relationship is that we don't do the legwork before going into the relationship. We're just going to the relationship because we are adults and we can. But the legwork we do first, because when you go study for your craft or a career, you study for it. When you go learn to drive, you have to take a driving lesson. When you go in a relationship, study for the relationship too. Know the things that you're supposed to look out for so that you don't end up in a relationship where you're trapped and you're suffering for being trapped. Right? So those are some things to look out for. So what we can take again, it is look on the time. Right? Have 7 minutes. You don't receive empathy. Everybody need that. Empathy is like a pair of glasses you put on to see the world through someone else's eyes. It's choosing to rejoice with those who rejoice and weep with those who weep. It's choosing to not to lecture somebody who is going through a hard time about why they should be grateful for whatever the case is. So everybody need empathy. If you cannot be in a relationship where the person is expressing that, feeling how you're feeling when you're feeling how you're feeling, that kind of a thing, they have to check if the relationship are going, if it's worthwhile. Yeah, not true. Good afternoon, Suzette, how you doing? Yeah, you have to check these things. Check these things. Don't go in our relationship blind, because love not blind. Don't go in a relationship with your eyes shut. You must make informed decisions. That's why I must call and register for the GYMM Academy. Because when you register for the GYMM Academy, you learn these things. If you are single, you learn these things before you go into a relationship. You learn what to look out for. You learn how to be yourself in singleness and be 100% single. You learn how to not allow nobody to dominate your space and erode your peace of mind. Register for the GYMM course. The MRI, the Marriage Readiness Intelligence. It's not just preparing you for marriage, but it's preparing you to be, right? And if you're in a marriage, register for the couples course. If you're a wife who need to learn how to be a wife, you can take some lessons from me. Register for the 3-week course on how to speak so your husband will listen, because sometimes we don't know how to speak. And if you're a husband and you're on and you want to know how to love your wife in a Christ-centered way, register for the 3-week course, Loving Your Wife in a Christ-centered way. There are different courses that the GYMM offers, and you can learn something. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So you don't want to be in a relationship where you're not receiving empathy. The person must can ball when you ball and laugh when you laugh, celebrating you. Some people don't know how to celebrate people. You understand? Real talk, not sure. Yeah, emotional hostage happen. Who said that? Angela, yeah. Happens ever so often. That's true. It happens all the time. So you have to be wary before you go in. Don't run in and then expect people to come bail you out. Because you're going like a sensible human being. Use your brains. You understand? So if you're in a relationship where empathy is not happening, you have to check it. If you're really in a relationship where you're playing a dysfunctional role, like you're dysfunctional, right? We often replay the family dynamics and these things. We see these things happening in a relationship where you marry a man and him sit up on the couch all day and him watch TV and him not do nothing, and I just you one, you're stuck in a dysfunctional role. It's a sign, man, of a toxic relationship, because a relationship like that cannot be mutually life-giving. It's give and take in relationship. Is you give me give you. It's supposed to be reciprocated, right? So you have to want to grow. You can't stay in a dysfunctional relationship, right? God made us living and breathing in individuals. And so we must be life-giving, life-transformative, thinking, using up our brain, maximizing our potentials, all of that in a relationship. You bring something to the relationship, so you're an asset in the relationship. Nobody wants to be with a liability all the time. Liabilities can be for a time, because we not all make it at the same time. But you want to be in a relationship where you're both functional, you understand? You don't want to be in a relationship where you're manipulated and controlled. You understand? Or you're living under a cloud of rage every day. You don't know when the person is going to flip. That kind of a thing. You understand? Then somebody say a good litmus test is to think something that brings you joy. If you immediately think, yeah, but you insert the name of the person in that place and immediately get miserable, say, like that. Cut. Right? So, yeah, I gave you a couple of signs. Right? No empathy is there. You feel controlled and manipulated. You feel like you lose yourself in the relationship. The person's always judging you and gaslighting you. You feel neglected and exploited in the relationship. The communication totally off and bad. Right? You don't feel safe in the relationship. There's just a few. And you can go online and find more. I'm just saying, these are important few. Look out for these things before you enter into a relationship. If these things are happening at the outset, don't expect them that they're going to change. You understand? I'm not saying that people cannot change. I live with a husband who is strange and 60 degrees change. But I'm just saying, I went in not knowing. You now have the ability to know before going in. You're already in and you're seeing some signs. That's why a therapist is here. Right? Don't feel bad for Carla therapists. That's why we are here. You understand? Everybody has a profession. Everybody is placed in the kingdom. We are all trees and planted in the kingdom for different purposes. Your gifting is not my gifting, but that's why my gifting is here to help you to navigate the bad things that are in that relationship. Probably help to teach you how are your partner, how you can be better in the relationship so that the toxicity can just left out of the relationship. Hi Maurice, how you doing? It's good to see you, friend who is not a friend. Anyway, right. So yes, right, and so we want to get all of that out of the relationship. Yeah, um, it's not good to be in a toxic relationship. It's not good to be in a relationship where you don't want to wake up every morning and you don't want to wake up and see the same face every morning. It's not good to be in a relationship where there's no empathy, where it's controlling and judgmental, and you don't feel safe in the relationship, and the person, not talking to you, and you are neglected in the relationship. It's not good to be in a relationship like that, where you don't have a voice, where you don't have a say, where your values are not valuable, right? It's not good, right? So before you enter into a relationship, think on these things. Yeah, that sounded like Bible a while ago. Whatsoever things are good and pure and excellent and of good report, think on these things. That's what Paul says, right, in Philippians 4. So think on these things before you try to align yourself with somebody else in a relationship, or if it's just a platonic friendship. You have friendships out there and work relationship that are toxic as well, right? But because this is love online, that's what we're talking about. So think about these things, and if you see these things perpetuating in your relationship, call now and say, Doc, we have to talk about this, because this now work good. Because my wife follow the reading and take away yourself. Don't stay in something that is not healthy for you. You understand? If you can't work through, remember, we're going to try first to work it through if you're already in a marriage, already in a relationship, and you see signs, and you say, boy, I mean, nobody see them something here. We can work through them. People can change. With knowledge, it is because of lack of knowledge why people suffer. So with knowledge, we can change the dynamics of our relationship, right? So let's not throw the baby with the bathwater. I mean, I tell you if you left the man and the woman, don't say Dr. Dunbar tell you that. I never tell you that. I say we can work it through. What I'm saying, if you are now just going to embark on a relationship, these are signs that you look out for so that you don't make the same mistake that some of us have already made. It would be stupid for us to make the mistakes and are telling you about it. And I mean, I know everybody wants to have their own experience. If you want to make somebody better, your business, because we can tell you, say, look out for certain things that never change. You understand? Good. So with that said, that's what I have to share on Love Online today. I'm not supposed to be talking so much, because I'm still not well. But yeah, that is it. So Sweet Escape. Who's coming to Sweet Escape? I am speaking $500 into people's life. For Sweet Escape, it's going to happen. It's going to be nice and sexy. You know, bring your family, bring your friend. We have triple occupancy for single persons, double occupancy, family occupancy. It happens this month end, 27th to 30th. We're going to Rio Ocho Rios. We're going to have a wonderful time down there. Rush Royalty will be in the house, Latin dancing and all of that. That will be happening, like a mini lingerie fashion show and all of that. Bishop, I need to have a little chat with you after the air. All right, no problem. Um, I'm going to go into, I don't know if I have session right after this, but so that you have to check with the office how the times there, yeah? All right, so we know that. Yeah, make your appointment right now, my girl. I'm coming to Florida, We're coming to Florida with something in February. Look out for that. The gym is coming to Florida, right? Good, good, good. We need to come to Mexico too, Maurice. So that we need to do, right? But yeah, right, so that is where that is. Remember, you can catch us again. Tonight is Word Power. If you want to join Word Power, it's our midweek top up. Tonight we're having a doctor in the house. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and so this evening we're going to be talking about women's health. Last month we had Dr. Barnes talking about men's health and the importance of exercise to your health and your libido and all of that. Anika, yeah, we know you're going to Sweet Escape, don't it? You want to come now, girl. You catch a cheap ticket and come down from Florida and come a Sweet Escape. Talk to her about it after the year. Right? So Love Online, this is Love Online. Tonight will be Word Power, right? All of these are Carla Dunbar Ministries international brands. And so we look out for that at Catchway this weekend. Yes, where will I be this weekend? On Friday, I'll be speaking at the conference center, downtown Kingston, Jamaica. I'll be addressing pastors' wives on Friday evening and Saturday morning for Color Purple. And then Sunday, I will be on the Brother Gary boat ride, the gospel party, right, on Sunday evening. So that's it for the weekend. That's it from me. God bless you. Stay safe, stay good, look good, and be good. Take time and take care. Until again.